Well, good morning. Thank you for tuning in today. I want to do something a little bit different. I wanted to share a tool that I use. I actually have this up not in a beautiful way, but actually just a bulleted list around my house in a couple areas. And it's really a reminder for me to check in with myself and see where I am on this emotional guidance scale. I didn't learn about this until about a year ago. And when I found it, it totally changed my life. It made it a lot easier for me to see where I was at as in an emotional state, so I can make better decisions on how to move past this. So I'm going to turn this around a little bit out here on the ranch, and what I actually do. Well, first let's just talk about something for a second. We as humans are emotional creatures. We actually make a lot of decisions based on the emotion that we're in currently in this very moment. And that emotion can change, obviously, from moment to moment. And what we actually do subconsciously, so whether you think about it or not, and you can will against this, but for the most part, we don't make decisions based on our will. We make decisions based on our programming. And when we're in a certain state of feeling, we make much different decisions than another state of feeling. So if you're in a state of feeling loved and supported, you're going to take risks and you're going to go after the things that you dream to do. But if you're in this state of emotion of fear or depression, it's hard to just get up and move. And I think most of us have experienced, the whole gambit of emotions. If you just saw the scale there, you've probably felt every single one of those emotions in your lifetime. And that's just part of life, and that's a beautiful thing about life, that we get to experience those. But we don't want to get stuck in any one of them too long. There's the right time to feel scared. There's a right time to feel upset, and that also makes feeling great even that much stronger. But first thing you have to do is you have to know how you're feeling, and a lot of times we don't even check in with ourselves and see how we're actually feeling. And that was one of the first steps I learned when I got to this scale. Was like, wait a second, I feel like I'm just kind of going. I'm just cruising. I'm always in some kind of emotion. That didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, that I was in a specific emotion. I just felt like I just am. I think, therefore I am, right? It's actually more like I am, therefore I think. But seeing this scale and starting to look at it every single day, and I'm going to turn this around for you so you guys can see it. Starting to look at this scale every day really helped me to set a good place for myself. So the first thing you want to do if you're going to use this scale is actually check in with yourself and how you're feeling. And you may or may not do this in your practice. I know me growing up, that wasn't something actually even taught to me, was to check in with my emotions. So the easiest way to check in with how you're feeling right now is to actually just close your eyes. And if you're driving, then you can't do this right now. But if you're sitting somewhere, if you can sit somewhere in private, anybody can be in the room, it's no big deal. You just close your eyes and put one hand on your heart and the other hand on your chest. And there's other ways to check in to see how you're feeling, but this one is tried and true, go-to. I have never heard somebody say this doesn't work. So we're going to use that. And we're going to just take a deep breath. So we're going to let our belly actually fall into our hand. And when we do that, and we take that big deep breath, let's do that 2 more times. And 1 more. And now that you've done that, you can actually feel your body, feel throughout your body. How are you feeling? And I'm going to read some of these off for you so you don't have to open your eyes, but are you feeling completely empowered, in complete control of your life? Or are you feeling optimistic or hopeful. Maybe you're bored, or maybe you're upset with somebody, or you're worried about the future, or maybe you actually just feel like you can't even get out of bed today. Or maybe somewhere in between one of those emotions. Now, target where that emotion is and feel what that emotion is for you. And once you've done that, you can open your eyes and look at this guidance scale. And the really neat thing about this guidance scale is it gives you a path for other emotions you're going to have to feel to get to the emotion that you want to get. So we've all heard of the downward spiral, and all have experienced it, where we got bored or we got upset and we just sat there and kept letting thoughts go and get stronger. Maybe you felt frustrated with somebody and you just kept thinking about how frustrated or irritated or you're just impatient. And the more you thought about it, you became overwhelmed with them. And then you're like, you know what, I'm really disappointed in that person. You know what, I don't even know if I should be friends with them anymore. Wait, maybe they're trying out to get me. You know what, I guess it's their fault. It's their fault that we're late. Get into blame. And then you're just discouraged, and then maybe you're mad at them, and you're like, no, I need to get even with them. We've all done that, whether it's about another person or about society. I think pretty much all of us have experienced these emotions. So the thing is, when you're in this state of, say, depression, for example, and all of a sudden you lash out at somebody and you get angry, or you're I hate you, or it's your fault. That's actually a good thing. That's actually moving you out of this place of depression and moving you closer towards this upward spiral. And you can make jumps, but you can't go from depression to love. Like, you can sit there and try all day and will it as much as you want. There's 1,000 exercises you can do to actually move from a state of fear into a better state. But to jump from these two, it takes a pretty impactful event. So typically, you have to go through these different steps to get to these positive steps. And if you're in these positive steps right now, so say you feel like really excited about your day, you're optimistic about what your day is gonna bring, and that means the more you think about the optimism, you're gonna have this positive expectation and belief that more good things are gonna happen throughout your day. You're gonna act with enthusiasm, and the more you stay on this train, you get into that passion zone where things start to flow, and then all of a sudden you just end up in this area of complete joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love. Like, anything is possible, and you can get into that state. Well, even if you're in this state right now, you might start to feel a little less enthusiastic and drop down to, like, I think something good's going to happen, and then you're going this wrong direction, that you don't want to be feeling this side, right, this downward spiral. So it helps you to catch yourself if you're falling from this great empowering feeling. So save this. This is not my material. This is from Esther and Jerry Hicks. There's a book, Ask and It's Given. I put a link to it in here because it's just such a powerful book. Think about this. This is amazing stuff, and use it. And let me know how it works for you, because for me and everybody I've handed it to really said this was so incredibly helpful, because we kind of think of emotions as being like this. I can jump from any emotion to the other, but the reality is you want to make sure that you are on this side of the scale, right? Because those are the good feelings that we have. And then recognize, even if you're not, that there's always a path out. And this is kind of like a light or a map to get a path out of your emotions if there aren't emotions you want to actually stay on. And it's also a path to make sure you stay, or a light to make sure you stay on the right path of your emotions. So I wanted to share that with you guys because it really made a huge difference in how I manage myself. So this way, when I get into those states that are not the best states, that I could actually get out of them quickly. And we don't make good decisions when we're acting in fear. We make great decisions when we're acting in love or when we're feeling empowered. So you want to stay on the left side of this scale. You want to stay on this upward spiral because you're going to make better decisions. That moment that you get into the fear side or anxious side or war side, the first thing you can do is, as soon as you recognize that, and check in with yourself a couple times during the day so you make sure you don't fall too far off the path, go do something fun. And it might be completely counterintuitive. Somebody might break up with you, or you might lose your job, but I promise you everything happens for a reason. And if you make the best out of the situation, if you go do something you love doing, you are going to make better decisions for your future and what you want. So make sure that you're in that state, that positive belief that good things can happen to make decisions. Otherwise, you get in this protective mode, and it's very hard to get out of it if you start making decisions like that, because those decisions just aren't really helpful usually. So hope you enjoy. Please share with everybody that you think might be relevant. Tag them in this, and give me some likes and loves. And Vincent, thank you very much for your kind comments. I really just hope keep using it. Actually, I'll put a link to this specific guidance sale in the comments here. I actually have it up saved because I use it so much. So I'll put the link to that so you guys have it. Download it, make it your desktop screensaver if you want, or just save the link. It comes in very handy. Print it out, put it all over your house, and just start checking in with yourself, and it becomes a habit, and life gets significantly better. You may still experience those downward emotions, but you'll be aware of it. You'll know the path to get out, and it's very easy to look and say, okay, I want to be over here. It gives it like a 3D view almost of your emotions. It puts it into the physical world. So thank you very much for tuning in. Have an amazing day. It's well, got a call coming in here. So have a great day, and enjoy your week. Cheers.